Don't let this be the vibe of your next party. Jazz it up with the You Hate to See It party mix.
Oh, fuck yeah!
This music is what the third graders call sussy baka.
Just search for the You Hate to See It party mix playlist on Spotify for the best party entertainment money can't buy.
Hey, this music's bussin'.
And welcome everyone to the brand new episode of You Hate to See It, where we carefully caress the testicles inside your earlobes and we let you know that everything's going to be A-OK. My name's Adam.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
And this week, as I titilize your testicles and your ears,
Use your words.
Your ears. Trying to think at the same time, and I can only do one or the other: speak or think. So,
No wonder you're fucking stupid.
I am drinking a weird combination of seltzer and wine, because I had to get rid of it. So that's what's in this cup, and when I'm done, I got tequila.
Oh, God, what a night. I'm drinking Fireball mixed with root beer and Michelob Ultra.
Is that a rainbow mule mug?
Color
He got
changing.
that from Walmart.
Did you really?
I don't know. It was like a Christmas gift one year.
I like that. I am drinking Uncommon Stout, and yeah,
Okay.
I have.
And
rum
he,
monster.
in about 35 seconds, he will be snorting pre-workout. So
I am not going to be
He
doing.
has explicitly promised us that he will either
I-
snort
that. No
pre-workout
such thing.
or he will doing some dry
you
pre-workout
realize
followed
if
by
you
a
don't,
shot.
you realize you are going to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, right?
In the criminal justice
And this is a
system,
capital punishment
Is
case,
it? Is it? Okay.
but like instant execution. Like the second that
Hmm.
they find you guilty, like you just get shot.
Fucking wild. We didn't know he brought
Hey, we
back
talking about
summary
Jack?
executions.
We talking about Reacher this episode?
Oh,
'Cause
I think
Reacher's
we
a great
should.
show.
I think
Yeah,
we
we should
should
just
talk
talk about
about
that
Reacher,
all
yeah.
episode.
I
Great fucking show.
haven't seen it yet. I want to, but I still haven't
So
seen the
good.
John
So
Krasinski
good.
Reachers. So
Well, that's not Reacher.
that's,
that's
Jack
Jack
Ryan.
That's Jack Ryan. It's really
They're all named
it-
Different
Jacks,
Jack,
but-
yeah.
It confused me too.
No, this
to be
one you
fair.
can just watch without watching that, and I would say
Mm.
this is better than.
Well, Jack
season
Reacher
2.
wasn't
Yeah,
written
they're not
by Tom
connected.
Clancy.
Yeah.
it
Is it
wasn't
not?
written by Tom. No, it's not Tom Clancy. I don't think so. I mean, look.
I thought it was Tom Clancy.
Mm.
Maybe. I mean, it seems very Tom Clancy-esque.
It does.
Is Reacher better than the Tom Cruise movies?
Yes.
I like it is.
So-
it is. But
so
I like
the
the
reason-
Tom Cruise movies.
So the reason that it's so amazing in the show is, I think, because of the movies, where like I haven't seen the movies, but in the movie, we all know Tom Cruise is not a tall man.
Correct.
Jack Reacher
where-
was written by Jim Grant.
In the show, Alan Ritchson, right? Last name's like Ritchson or something.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Thad from Blue Mountain
BMS.
State, yeah.
Or Hawk from
they
Titans, if
they
you
bring up
watch that.
almost every episode how large he is. Like they make it a very
They just call him a gorilla.
yeah, they call him like a gorilla. They always point out that he's at least 6'5" or 6'6". Like they're like, you're just a fucking behemoth. They're like, okay, come on, gorilla. And he's just like wandering around.
Yeah.
Just
But it's
watched-
literally just an action movie put into a show with some extra little like information put throughout, just so it's a show,
Mhm.
and it's absolutely amazing.
Aren't like the story itself
It's good.
is great. Yeah.
There's good character development in it too, actually.
Oh yeah, the character development for characters you're never gonna see again.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. Yeah,
I-
I
The story,
finished it
the
last
ending
night.
is kind of predictable from the get go, but I don't think it was ever supposed
Yeah.
to be too much of a huge mystery.
This wasn't
There's
so
enough
much.
twists and turns though.
This wasn't so much the ending's the hook. It's that like the process is the hook.
Yeah, the process and the character development is what really does it for you.
And the absolute fucking
It was the show that
mantling
I
of human
wasn't.
bodies.
It was the show that I wasn't super like. I wasn't 100% like I'm gonna watch it right now type of a thing. Maybe later down the road. It was a show I didn't know I needed. It's like now I'm like I don't know what show to watch now because
I kind of
this
want to
was too
go
good.
back and watch Jack Ryan. The new one's coming out in like a month or so.
Oh, are they actually releasing season 3?
Yeah,
soon?
season 3 finished recording like September.
Nice.
How's the new Witcher season? I've heard mixed reviews on it.
I thought it was really good.
It's really good. It's definitely different from season 1 though, because it's a fucking flat line timeline instead of a hey, we're now 25 years back. Now we're
they
40 years in the future.
they broke from the books and they broke from the games
Yeah,
like simultaneously.
it's really good though. I liked it a lot. If you really want to see Geralt in full badass form, then that's what you're
Triss
getting
looks
to see.
better this season.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't watched it. The only show I've streamed lately has been I binged all of Cobra Kai, and that's it.
Never seen it.
Have you seen the Karate Kid movies?
Yes, I have. I know the premise of it.
Cobra Kai's pretty good. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's like 80s cheesy. Like it's good cheese.
I just finished the second season of Dota on Netflix. It's one of their like animes.
yeah, one of the Western animes.
That along with Castlevania and Dragon's Blood. Dragon's Blood was really Jeff. You watched Dragon's Blood, didn't you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Or Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma, yeah.
It's good. I liked it.
It was good.
I've also
It
played
had-
the game though, so
It had zero plot in it, but it was good.
yeah.
Like, Dota. For someone who knows absolutely fucking nothing about Dota lore, I thought it was amazing.
I don't know what I've been streaming.
I watched I binged Last Ship. Like over
I've heard that's a
couple
really
weeks.
good show too.
I really like it. Honestly, that's kind of what set me in the mood to kind of keep watching like Reacher and stuff. I'd highly recommend Last Ship. And I tried watching Three Musketeers. It's very clearly a BBC
I don't know.
show.
Like most of the stuff I watch now is for research purposes for our drunken jurors or for our fucking you hate to see it goes to the movies.
I've been binging a conspiracy podcast lately, so
Oh yeah, we were just
we were-
on drunk conspiracies.
Mhm.
For
with
his
Justin, very French last name.
the
When's it come out?
It's already out.
Oh, okay.
It's out.
It was good. I liked it.
It's very good.
I liked
It was a very fun time.
hmm
Nick
We
and I
got very
drunk. And
Oh, yeah.
just wrecked his podcast.
Oh, which is what else do you expect?
Absolutely ruined it.
Now,
Oh,
is
yeah.
he gonna have you guys back on?
Yeah.
I don't know. He wants to come on here though, so
Okay.
we got to set that up. I told him that we set up the next section of drunken jurors that we like the topics we choose out. I'll choose one that he can come
We
on.
could try and do a revisiting Hinterkaifeck, even though it was only about 2 years ago. But
Not like anything new came out.
true,
So
because the Germans are dumb.
Speaking of dumb Germans, and speaking of our streaming shows,
transition.
Thank you. So Nick,
Am I
Yes.
the dumb German?
Am I the dumb German?
maybe.
Am I the? I'm
Are we the
Austrian.
dumb
We're-
Germans?
I think we might be
No.
the dumb Germans.
So Nick, so
Yes.
Jeff and I saw Red Notice a few months ago,
Yes.
and we haven't had an opportunity to then ask this question.
Yes.
So here it is.
Oh, I think I remember now.
So, the Red Notice
Yes,
For
now
those
I
who
remember
haven't
this
seen,
question.
is based on like an ancient Egyptian artifact, which is basically it's an egg. Like
It's
a-
Cleopatra's eggs.
It's Cleopatra's eggs. So the Egyptians created the eggs. They're Cleopatra's eggs. So the Nazis stole the egg and put it and as part of the Nazi collection of shit that they definitely didn't need. And then they stored the egg in a bunker in Argentina.
Okay.
So, and it was then rediscovered today.
Okay.
Who has claim to the egg. It's on Argentinian soil in a Nazi bunker, but created by the Egyptians.
Okay. So, as I've seen this movie twice already.
Okay.
Really great movie, by the way.
It's
Love it.
It's so
phenomenal
funny.
movie.
It's
so
such a great
There
movie.
was
I really
something
hope
in
they
it
make
that
a
they
second
said
one.
that Adam and I were saying for a hot minute, but I can't remember what it was.
It's a great movie. Highly recommend it. It's like everything you didn't that movie is everything you knew you needed. Like Reacher is everything you didn't know you needed. This was everything you always wanted and needed and
It's
was
also-
finally given.
It's The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, so it's exactly everything you would expect out of the
Oh, yeah.
movie. Like
Yeah.
what happens in it, you can already
Oh yeah.
expect, but it's so good still.
It's at this point I don't even think they give Ryan Reynolds the script. I think they just tell him to go in there.
Yeah, go be you.
Yeah. Go play Deadpool. But so the eggs were given to Cleopatra by Mark Antony.
That's it.
By Mark Antony, just like a proving of his love. Fun fact, is it Mark Antony or Julius Caesar? I think it was both of them. Both Mark Antony and Julius Caesar made actual documentations at Cleopatra's talent for fellatio.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go
So
Cleopatra.
let's see.
Like just in my head, I was like, I figured like, you know, because this is in modern day. I figured the Germans would be like, it's a Nazi bunker. Germans
would lay zero claim to it.
But I feel like Argentina would be like, it's on our soil, so it's ours.
Argentina could have a viable stake to it. The Egyptians they could make a claim
Because it is Egyptian.
it is Egyptian. For those who want to throw it out, oh, the Romans, Italians would have zero claim to it. Roman Empire is dead; it's gone. No. Honestly, I can see the British trying to lay a claim to it because at the time of its removal from Egypt, England or Egypt would have been an English territory. So I could see the British trying to lay a claim on it.
Yeah,
that's the British,
but everyone would very quickly tell the British to go fuck themselves.
You think that, but it's the British. In this type of scenario, I don't know. I feel like it would end up
like because they gave it back to Egypt, but I wanted to know like real world, who would get that?
Oh god.
I think that would just be a huge legal battle.
It would be a pissing match between Argentina and Egypt with England trying to throw their hat in it.
And then the Germans being like, leave us the fuck out of this. This is Nazi shit. I don't want it.
No, we're pretty okay within our nation right now. How about we fuck off?
So the real question is, who owned it before the Germans? Because that, like a lot of the no, because it says in the movie that it was in a private collection. What private individual owned it? And that person would, if that person or their descendants are still alive, that person would technically get, because current case is kind of essentially case law. When all that art was found by the Germans or by the Allies after World War II, a lot of work was gone into trying to return it to the rightful owners or their descendants or their next heir. Granted, a lot of them were killed, but that was
here. I'm here to return this to you. Shoot you in the head. Oh, now it's mine.
No.
Man, that sounds a lot like the U.S. going into fucking Iraq after giving them a bunch of nukes.
No one had nukes. Iraq never had nukes. What?
Or the Gulf War, whatever the fuck it was, where we had to go stop people from having nukes.
No one had nukes. No one ever had nukes.
I feel like that's a lie. I feel like someone had a nuke.
No one had.
Or maybe they just wanted nukes. I don't remember.
They wanted nukes. They didn't have nukes. They had sarin gas.
Japan definitely had a nuke once.
Twice.
True.
Twice.
Actually.
Twice. Yeah.
Twice. That's right.
For sure. Like
Guaranteed.
Jeff guarantee. Japan definitely had nukes.
I
twice.
feel like an effort would be made to try and find the owners or the descendants of who owned it.
And let's say that they're gone. Like that's not.
They're gone.
Let's just for
Their
argument's
bloodline
sake,
was
I mean,
weak, and they
they're
died
yeah.
off after that
For
person.
argument's sake, they can't find them, or
Technically,
they're
their bloodline was Jewish and therefore just exterminated. But I digress.
Jesus.
I do not. I am.
What you said is
extremely-
worse.
I am so extremely pro-Jew and pro-Israel. It's not funny.
It doesn't mean that what you said isn't worse than what I
didn't
said.
say anything. All I did was say that they were probably killed because they were Jewish. My best guess, to wrap it up succinctly, would be that it would just be put in a museum. It's not like it's not like fucking Argentina has that. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that before we get body slammed by Argentina. But it honestly, I can very well see it fucking going into being like a traveling museum piece, kind of like King Tut.
Yeah.
Like I could see that. It could become a traveling museum piece that like spends fucking however long in different places.
I think I saw King Tut when I was.
My mom didn't
I
want
did
to
not.
because she thought we'd be cursed.
No, that's understandable. But we just did
That's
it as a
where my
school
mom
field
was
trip
at.
for funsies.
My mom thought we'd be cursed.
That's
So
what
we
my
did.
mom thought. So
Did you know King Tut actually has a valid passport from the Egyptian government?
did you know King Tut was very not healthy?
Yeah, he was inbred as all shit.
Yeah.
As
He
most
made-
people were up
He made
until
the
like 3 years
Habsburgs look
ago.
healthy.
Inbreeding. Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said like all other. I said there was a lot of incest, and I was like, yeah, like every other family up until like 3 years ago.
Yeah, no. King Tut made the Habsburgs look healthy. So, all right,
Red Notice, good movie. That's the.
great movie.
From,
End of
if
story.
you got anything out of this whole conversation, go watch Red Notice.
Honestly,
Reacher.
do like Red Notice and Six Undergrounds, like double feature.
Dude, Ryan Reynolds. It's Ryan Reynolds. Like fucking
Both those movies are very good.
The Proposal is a good movie. Okay.
It just went on Hulu. I want to start watching it.
Yes.
I
Oh,
want to
great,
watch
yes.
it.
I
I hate Sandra Bullock, but I
But it-
love Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yes,
so I'm
I
like,
was
I
trying to
might
watch.
as well
I was
watch it.
trying to watch that movie with Shannon the last time I was over, and we ended up watching Red Notice. Because I wanted to find like a fun chick flick that's actually good, and I'm like, all right, well, shit, it's not on anything.
Red
And
Notice
the
is
proposal
not a
is
fucking-
not good, but it has Ryan Reynolds.
I
and
like it's
still
got Ryan
good.
Reynolds and Betty White. Okay.
What's the?
That's true.
I can never remember the Christmas movie that Ryan Reynolds where he's fat. What is that one called?
Oh,
Oh my god, I can
the-
never remember
what-
the name of it, but that's one of my favorite fucking movies.
Just
no idea.
Google
It's not,
Ryan
it's not like
Reynolds
it's not unfriended. It's fucking what the fuck is it?
For some reason, I'm only thinking of the Gwyneth Paltrow Jack Black one.
Trying to think of Click.
Why are you thinking of Click?
I don't know. He's fat in it.
Do you see that they made a Hitman's Bodyguard called Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also a great movie.
Is it
I haven't
good?
seen- I haven't seen the second one.
I haven't seen
I like the
Hitman's
first one.
Bodyguard.
I've
like
never
it.
seen it. Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a
liked
while.
Hitman's Bodyguard. I really like that movie.
Where the fuck is it? Can I just look at like his movies without them being in specific order?
Did you just look up Ryan Reynolds fat movie?
No.
Or I would look up Ryan Reynolds
Just
fat
Friends.
movie. Ah,
Great movie. Yep.
I don't know what the fuck the next topic is.
speaking
Keep that
of
dead silence in.
movies,
Keep that dead silence. In. Fucking goddamn it, that better fucking be in.
speaking of movies, you always have snacks during movies, and one snack that you always have is pizza. Speaking
Wow,
of
this was
pizza,
a horrible segue. Jesus, this took a
So,
lot of turns to
That
get
was
here.
yeah, that was awful.
yeah, that was because I don't know how to get to this topic, and we didn't have a smooth transition. Jeff, talk about your sensitive tum tum.
Jeff's
my
health was put
sensitive-
on a red notice because
Yeah.
of onions. There you go.
That's much better. I'll cut everything before.
Don't.
Would you like me to say it with
Absolutely
a bit more inflection?
So yeah, as everyone knows, I have a sensitive tummy, but not really. I'm just allergic to onions. which most people don't believe. And
Until he almost dies.
yeah, until onions show up around me and I have real bad visual reactions.
Until he's
nonetheless.
kidnapped and thrown into a
I'd like to point out, like, so I have a gluten intolerance, and people like to shit on being like having an allergic reaction to gluten. Yet I'm on a podcast with someone allergic to onions and someone allergic to fruit. So
Hi, hello. It's not fun.
Who's really making up?
Yeah, but I
their
don't try to eat
allergies?
onions like you, where you just eat fruit and then pay
I
the
do,
price.
I do just eat fruit all the time. And it fucking sucks. I had an apple fucking Shannon and I went shopping and like we got back to her place and I bought an apple and I just fucking started eating the apple and she just glares at me and is like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, eating an apple. 5 minutes later, and she's like, yeah, okay. And what did we learn? Apples are good.
Nick, one time when we were driving home from my parents, fucking my mom gave us a bag of like cuties, like the cutie oranges, for like a snack on the way back. And fucking Nick over here went, dare me to eat one of these? And I was like, what? And he's like, I'm allergic to fruit. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I'm gonna eat one. And I was like, it's probably a bad idea. And the next thing I know, he's like, he peels it and he goes, I'm gonna eat it whole. He just throws the whole fucking thing in his mouth.
I don't remember that. I remember eating it. I don't remember eating the whole thing.
The quickness of it setting in and like him cough. And then he starts peeling a second one and pulling the pieces apart and eating it. And I was like, why do you like this? He's like, fucking love oranges. So I was like, what the fuck?
So oranges are really bad because of like the white fucking shit tangly, the lingerie.
Yes, the orange lingerie that it wears under its fucking peel.
Yeah, the orange lingerie. That shit is so fucking full of pollen and shit. If I don't peel it perfectly, it fucking murders me.
I watched this man, like, he was at my house and we were watching a movie, and we ordered Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh,
And-
the carrot sticks.
Yeah, and we
Carrot sticks are
we
great.
both got wings, and
As
Nick-
one would from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Yes.
and Nick and I both got carrots as our, little side thing, whatever that we have to get. And Nick's sitting there, like, just resting the thing of carrots on his tummy, just start eating them, and he's horking them down. And he's about halfway through his carrots, and he turns and looks at me. He's like, "Do you have any Claritin?" And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, because I'm also allergic to carrots."
I am so fucking allergic to
And
carrots.
I'm like, "Why? Like, why are you eating them?" He's like, "Because I want them." And I'm like, "Then why did you ask if I had Claritin before you ate them? Because I don't. So you're gonna die. Like, this is it. I have nothing for you."
For
I've never
the
seen
re-
a man so set up to fucking die and kill himself.
I would like to clarify, my allergy is so fucking minor. I will not die eating fruit. Granted, soy on the other hand, different story. I haven't
That's
tried.
like-
I haven't fucked.
That's
I
like
haven't
me
fucked
and
with
gluten,
soy since
so.
like 5th grade. Soy almost killed me one time, and I haven't fucked with it since.
You're like you're more of a fruit intolerance than
Yeah, exactly. It's like an intolerance. It makes my throat kind of scratchy and nasally, and like if I rub my eyes, it's awful. If
I'm over here. I eat a slice of bread and I just shit for an hour. Like,
well, I do that with milk. So
so this morning.
I taste, I bite into an onion and I immediately start projectile vomiting. It's really fun.
Oh,
Well,
hey,
I-
yeah, Jeff. Let's go back to your story.
Yeah, so
where we were gonna be at the beginning.
I was in the office for work. I have an office job now. There's like 6 of us in there. So one day, our boss, like he's like, hey, there's this place next to my house that makes this really good like Mexican pizza. I'm gonna order a couple for tomorrow and bring them in. We'll have them for lunch. We're like, all right, cool. And then my coworker's like, by the way, don't forget no onions because Jeff's allergic. Bad time, blah blah blah. This is the first time having onions around me in the office, so I think we all learned a lesson. But so he brings in the pizzas. He told them no onions. He brings in the pizzas, and we're like, all right, let's eat lunch. And we open up the box, and the whole top layer is just pickled red onions. And the smell just hits me. And I just like, I put my plate back down, and I go and sit at my like desk. He's like, aren't you gonna have any? I was like, nah, man, like I'm allergic to onions. He's like, oh, just pick them off. I was like, that's not how allergies work. Like that's not, it's like contaminated basically.
Did he tell you
He's
to just not do your diet?
Yeah. So he's like, okay. And then he went into his office. He ate a couple pieces. He came back out and he's like, dude, come on, just forget about your diet for a bit and have some pizza. And I was like, it's not a diet thing, dude. It's an allergy. Like, this is like me feeling like absolute death for like 3 days or dying. Like, I vomit out everything that's ever been in my stomach, and then I vomit out my stomach. And then he's like, you just don't like onions. It was like, oh my fucking god. So I'm sitting there, and the fucking smells just, it's a small office because there's 6 of us, so it's just wafting through. I just get up, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I come back like 15 minutes later. I'm like pale. I look like I've literally just fought like 7 fucking life battles in the bathroom. And my coworker's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a walk outside. So I walk outside, and like I'm hitting my vape. She's like, you look like really pale, like not doing so good. I was like, the onions, like I had an allergic reaction to just the smell. She's like, it's that bad? And I was like, I mean, if it's 2 whole pizzas covered in it, and we're in a small like 20 by 15-foot room that has the door closed, it is just building up in there. Yeah, I mean, it eventually starts to, because so my allergy is mostly when I eat them, but I now have the general like my brain is like,
Programs that
programmed
smell
to,
the
hey,
onion
that smells
to-
like onion. This is a really bad thing. Like, you shouldn't fuck with this. So if I'm just sitting there smelling it for like half an hour straight, I guess I have an allergic reaction.
And then
I've also thrown up in a White Castle drive-thru.
And then-
say,
and
you
if
need
your
to tell
boss
everyone
told
your
you that you have a
favorite food
sensitive
is White
tummy.
Castle.
I do tell people my favorite food's White Castle.
Do you?
Yeah, I make that joke all the time when Kristen and I are like, she's like, where do you want to eat? And we're like driving to White Castle's off to the side. I'm like, we should just go to White Castle. And she's like, why are you like this? And he's like, I just want to die.
You go to Outback and order the bloomin' onion.
I do like to randomly walk through, like while we're walking through the grocery store, like for produce, I'll be like, oh, we should get a bag of onions. She's like, why you like this? And then we'll be walking down another aisle, and I'll be like, ooh, look, it's like, I don't know, something that has a shit ton of onions
Onion
in it
rings.
usually. Yeah, like we'll be walking.
Onion rings.
Jeff's over here eating Funyuns.
She's like,
Yeah.
what do you want for dinner? I'm like, I don't know, let's grab some onion rings and
Some
then maybe
Funyun
some
crusted
Funyuns.
chicken.
Yeah.
Some French onion soup.
Oh, we could grab some of those like little crispy French onion things. Add on top of
Honestly,
all of our food.
It is a travesty that Jeff can't enjoy French onion soup because that shit's
French onion
delicious.
soup's gross.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm
It's
sure it
gross.
is.
It's way too salty.
I like to think that French
Well,
onion
that's
soup
'cause
is
you
someone
just
just
have made
taking
it wrong.
like a bunch of onions and juicing them. That's
I
all
also-
I like to think that it is.
I also don't like onions.
Oh, I don't mind.
I
them.
just don't like onions. I feel like I've asked you this, Jeff. In the times you've bitten to onion, has it like tasted like soap or something, or has it? Do you?
It tastes like vomit. It tastes like
Okay.
immediate stomach acid. So no.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering because people like have. There's some people who have are like
That's-
they're not allergic to cilantro, but like they have a gene where
Yeah, that-
cilantro
yeah.
tastes like soap.
That's just that's not an allergic reaction.
don't-
Or
it's
just
anything.
a
That's
gene.
just- yeah, just the gene.
I don't have that, but I also don't like a lot of cilantro. I don't mind cilantro, but I hate it if it's like an overpowering taste.
That's
I don't think
something
it tastes
that
like soap though.
that's one of the things that my 23andMe thing like tells me is like where in my DNA does it say like that I would taste soap when I have cilantro.
Nice.
Weird. It gives me all those like little weird quirky health things.
Mine told me that it would be very hard for me to retain fat.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about
Yeah.
that.
Mine actually told me that I'm more likely to be a power athlete over an endurance athlete, which I think is just wild and wrong.
Interesting. Yeah.
No, that shit was so spot on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I
Well,
can't see Jeff running, but I can see Jeff going
I've
through a
seen
brick
Jeff
wall.
run.
Like,
I've seen Jeff run.
I don't think I've ever
Interesting.
seen Jeff run.
Well, I've been chased by Jeff.
You've known me since I've been fat, so
I-
when Nick
I
met
know
me, I
that-
was skinny.
Hold
Yeah.
on, you were skinny when I first met you.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I remember playing hide and seek in campus and Jeff fucking running at me, and I was terrified.
Well, also Nick got
I
jerked out
remember
by
Jeff
by a
deadlifting
bush, so
me.
twice,
Yeah,
and dropped you on your fucking face both times.
it was funny.
Hey, man, I treat you like weights.
We did it for the Vine.
Truth.
You need to clean Adam next.
Clean him.
Clean
Yeah.
him.
I think I would tear everything in my shoulder if I attempted to clean. I've had a lot of work done on my shoulder in the past like 2 months, but I'm pretty sure if I even attempted to clean like anything small,
Like a 5-pound dumbbell.
yeah.
Oh, that. So I've slowly become to the point where like I don't really want to lift like super heavy weights because I am so
I care about.
fucking. I am so fucking terrified of like tearing my bicep from my arm. It's
I've given up.
you
Like
seen
my
those
my
videos?
arms. and
yeah, I
stuff,
have, Jeff, which is why I don't want to do it.
That's such a rare fucking occurrence.
I am completely fine with doing anything with my upper body. Also, I'm built slender, so I know I can never like lift a fuck ton of weight regardless. My legs, on the other hand, I can do a fuck ton of weight, but I am afraid that my knees will buckle on me, and that's
So-
my
So
fear.
I
because
actually
my
had
knees are
a-
bad. So
In high school, we were doing box squats. I think I was like a junior in high school. And this is why I've started to lift heavy again, but I used to never like squat over like 250 pounds for quite a while. And I actually recently just started breaking that habit. We were doing box squats, which is squats, but you sit onto like you put a bench under you, and you like
that I absolutely detest.
and you like it's more for explosive power than like that's why football players do it over normal squats, because it teaches you to go from your state, like you have to sit on it and then you power yourself up over normal squats. At least that's what we were told back then, but I've never done a box squat since high school. So I was doing like 300 and like it's like 365 or something, and I sat down and I was coming up, and halfway up my right knee just gave out. Like didn't tear anything, like no like serious injury to my knee, but my knee just like gave out. Like if you're walking and you just all of a sudden like dipski on your right side because your right knee gave out.
Nick knows all
Um,
about that.
So I was going up and my right knee like just gave out and the weight shifted, and my natural reaction was to grab things beside me. So I grabbed the the fucking side racks that are supposed to save you when you're falling. I grabbed it, and because my right side fell, my left hand got smashed by the 4 plates
Oof.
on the left side and
Gross.
just wrecked my entire hand. So like now I just have this weird thing where I'm like, I'm not gonna like tear my ACL squatting, but I'm afraid that my knees are just gonna be like, nah.
My right ankle is so bad that just doing fucking sumo squats, I'm fucking horrified that like I'm gonna go down for one and my Achilles is just gonna turn into a fruit roll up.
When I was like still in like my heyday of being athletic and playing hockey, I was leg pressing 320 pounds and I weighed 155 pounds.
I was
that
able
was that was beautiful for me, and I like those nice big muscly thighs, but
I saw a
like,
TikTok the other
and
day
it was
where
great.
it's like it's a guy. It's just like some fitness dude. He's sitting there with his arms crossed. He's just shaking his head, and the caption over it. There's a guy talking to him. That's just like, yeah, man, I PR'd on leg press the other day at like 850 pounds, and the guy's just shaking his head. He's like, I don't fucking care.
well, so
Leg press is like it's satisfying to do when you get like high weights,
yeah.
but it means so little to anything. Like it doesn't correlate to anything other than
Well,
leg press.
So my
hi,
my
hi.
struggle
My
was-
senior year of college, I was able to 1 rep max 1,000 pounds.
well, so my thing is like I
Felt
can
cool. Felt real cool doing it.
squats like for squats, my legs were feeling like I was able to do more weight, but my back literally couldn't handle the amount of weight my legs could. So I had
That's why you use lifting belts.
I
Mhm.
really had no choice but to just keep doing leg press. Well, we didn't have them at my gym. because it was just a
Oh, I
personal
don't know.
trainer. In
So
a
my
shitty gym.
long-term goal by the time I'm 30 is to be able to do sissy squats.
My long-term goal is
To be able to do
have,
sissy squats.
Assisted?
A sissy squat.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds lame.
No, it's not. Here, I'll look it up.
my long-term goal is to have a six-pack again.
Never again. I give no fucks about my abs.
I-
I just don't want
I-
a keg.
Well,
I-
well, that's the thing is I only carry my fat in my belly, so it looks like I have a big beer gut for
Same.
no reason. But mine's like I have like a hard rock, like it's just a big boulder, and it
You also
doesn't
don't
like
have the
sag.
general proportional size
Yeah,
as
I'm
I
not.
do.
Yeah, like
We're
I'm
almost
built-
the same height, but I look.
I
so we
am
look the
built to
same-
be
we're-
lanky,
yeah,
but
we're about
you're
the
built
same
to be
height.
big, and I'm built to be lanky, and
Yeah.
so my weight is just like it can only go to my gut, and it looks awful when I take my shirt off. Whereas like you are
You do
proportioned
look like a
like
little fucking demon.
yeah, like your weight is distributed amongst.
I'm
your
just throwing
body.
this in topics. So there you go. This
Oh,
is a
no.
sissy squat.
I
But,
don't
like,
like that already.
Absolutely not. Never
Yeah,
do
I'd
that.
That's my goal by the time I'm 30.
I don't. I'm
No.
okay if I could never do that motion. But
That's my
that,
goal.
my toes literally feel like they're breaking right now looking at this.
That is that.
Is
like
that
I
a
said-
healthy like?
Yeah,
is that
like
a healthy
that's
movement?
that. Yeah, that like that's
you
with
sure?
full, yes.
I'm
Why
sure.
is Matt Gwynn demonstrating how to do a sissy squat?
But yes, that is
Yeah,
a
they
healthy
should have.
thing.
That guy needs to get some different colored like fucking furniture and walls.
Have you
and
ever
shit
have
if
you
he's
ever
gonna be
seen a
that
Jefferson
pasty
curl,
white.
Jeff? Have you ever seen a Jefferson curl?
Probably.
I'm gonna look at this. I'll show you.
Okay, this is the fitness podcast now. Given to you by
Educational.
it's given to you by three extremely out of shape, not fitness gurus.
This is this
Hey,
is a Jefferson
I tell
curl.
children how to be fit all day.
You call this a fucking curl?
That no, that's just what it's called. I'm telling you what that is called.
That just looks like a really dumb way of doing a fucking. That just looks like a bad way to do a deadlift.
That looks like
Like
toe
when people
touches with more effort.
when people talk about bad deadlift form, this is pretty much exactly what they're talking about. I would also be okay with never being able to do this movement in my life. This is also probably how I pick up the heavy dumbbells from the bottom of the dumbbell rack.
So yeah, I have no
I have
intention of
yet-
doing-
I have yet to do a weighted workout because my community center gym, you have to go in the middle of the day, or else all of the high schoolers or all of the assholes.
This is actually the opening to our Albert Fish Part 1 podcast.
all of the
This is our blooper.
all of the assholes are there, and I can't fucking handle it. I've done a core
I forgot you
workout
don't-
once, and I've done I just walk for 2 hours now.
I forgot you don't listen to our drunken jurors, but
I do not.
our opening blooper is you explaining your gym to us and then being like you have to get there early, or
yeah.
if you get there after work you show up and then the only machine open is the pussy popper. And then that's- and then Nick goes, you mean the fucking ab or the hip abductor? And I
No,
was like, no, it's a pussy popper.
Pussy popper. Oh, I might listen just for that blooper.
You only got to listen to the first fucking like minute,
Nice.
because it starts off like it's a very serious conversation where you're just pissed off, and then it goes, all you fucking get is just the fucking pussy popper machine. And then it's Nick and I laughing, Nick going, you mean the fucking hip abductor? And me going, no, man, that's not it anymore.
Well, hey, so this conversation's for the rest of you who also don't listen to Drunken Jurors. So
Go listen to that.
maybe I'll put the ad at the beginning. I
Maybe.
won't. I'll do another. I'll do a different ad.
Looking at these things piss me off.
You're tired of looking at one of my long-term goals.
Yeah. Well, the goals that I think are actually less healthy than you could think.
It's called full body mobility.
So,
Okay.
so,
You fighting a fucking gazelle next month? Like, I don't fucking
Maybe
care.
you don't know.
so,
I don't even think they're agile. I think they're just fast, but
so, we're going off of some athletic and some anger and some fighting. So, so a couple
Getting
weeks
better at
ago,
I don't think there was any fighting there, but okay.
so a couple weeks ago, my hockey team was in a tournament, in St. Louis. And one of the goalies that we played against, first of all, these kids are 11. I'd like to point that out first and foremost. They're 11-year-olds. This kid was at least 6 feet tall.
Excuse me?
He was built like me.
I don't think I had a kid with anyone.
Yeah, Jeff, how tall were you when you were fucking 11?
11. What grade is 11?
Sixth?
I don't know.
Sixth or seventh?
I was 6 foot in 8th grade, so
I didn't
like
hit 6 foot until high
5'10"?
school. But anyway, so this kid, 11-year-old, is 6 feet tall. He also most anger management issues I've ever seen in my life, and that's coming from someone with anger management issues who is best friends with another person with anger management issues.
I have anger management issues. If I am pissed off, it's a real bad time. I'm on medication now, though. I'm pretty fucking happy. I'm having good times now.
So
imagine a guy this big with good vibes.
So my team scored a goal. So the goalie turned
First
around.
one of the season, right?
No. And
That was last season.
He whipped his stick against the post, which that's not really okay.
Isn't that like a technical or something? That's a
Technically-
penalty, right?
Technically, that's an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
But in youth hockey, you usually let the kids get away with a little bit more, especially at this age, because puberty and hormones.
I feel like
and-
that's the time where you don't let that get away.
Well, like
Usually
the refs will go up to them and be like, "Hey, like you can't do that kind of like." They try and, without giving you a penalty, they try and teach you that that's not okay, because boys going through hormones is the worst fucking thing ever. So then the second goal gets scored on the kid. So he turns around and overhand swings it against the crossbar, and I thought he was breaking his stick. He did not, which just means that he's weak. But I was like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden you see like his mom run from the other side of the ice, because this is second period. So he's close to our side of the ice. So you see his mom run from their side of the ice over to behind the net on our side of the ice. Third goal gets scored on him. The goalie skates up to the glass and punches the fuck out of the glass. And I was like, holy
like where
shit.
his mom's at?
Like next to his mom. And his mom does this. Well, first of all, his mom is like Kristen's size. So
That's usually how kids work out with their parents.
So she's like 5 foot and 125 pounds soaking wet. And she's like, honey, calm down. It's okay. Honey, you can relax. It's okay. Calm down. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, your kid just punched the fuck out of the boards and you're yelling, honey, it's okay. Say, calm the fuck down or you're getting the fuck off the ice. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing as a parent? And the ref skates up to him and like starts talking to him. And I'm like, okay, cool. And the ref is like, as he's skating like away, he skates like past our bench. And I was like, hey, ref. And I pull him over and I was like, please watch that kid. Cause I know how some of the kids on my team are, where if someone throws a swing or something happens, like my kids, I have a couple kids that would just want to finish the fight. Like I got a couple assholes on my team that would just full on hands it. And I'm like, please make sure this goal, like you are on this goalie, please give him penalties, because I'm not like a blocker to the face is going to fucking hurt and it's going to injure a kid. At the same time, if he misses, my kids are going to, like one of my kids is going to get hurt because my kids are all small. So I'm like, my kid's also going to get hurt because he's going to try fighting them. Like that's where we're at. And he was like, yeah, I got it. Like, sounds good. Like everything was cool.
He goes over and gives him brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Here, have this blackjack.
Well, another goal gets scored on this goalie and he elbows the net. And his mom's like, sweetheart, please calm down, like slapping on the glass. And I was like, control your fucking imbecile. Like, what the fuck are you?
Why isn't he wearing a shock collar at this point?
Like, I was like, and literally
That's elite.
when the kid elbowed
Is
the
it?
net and knocked the net off the pegs, the ref went over to him and must have threatened him with penalties because the kid, like, the next goal that was scored just turned around and went, "Ah!" And just that was it. And the ref, and I'm like, so the ref had to have said something because this kid was very violent for no fucking reason. And it was the most hilarious thing ever. And then just like I got internally angry that the mom was so passive. Like
Well, she doesn't want to get beat by
I
her
wonder
fucking
how
son
that
either.
Kid, yeah,
True,
that kid's got to
but-
be a fucking monster at
well,
home.
and apparently, so after the game, one of our parents,
Which is wild because my mom is like the one person in this world that I'm terrified of. My mom is 5 foot tall.
like apparently after the game, one of the parents on my team talked to one of the parents on their team, and that kid has apparently like he's been held back like 2 grades and had like a huge growth spurt and was like he's not mentally sane. And I'm like, great, so you put him in one
Why
of the
is he
most
playing?
physical sports out there, like great way. And like as a goalie, like where you're not really allowed to fight, and you also have the biggest hockey stick and a fucking plastic paddle on the back of your hands that makes it so much easier to punch the fuck out of someone. Great position choice, great sport choice. Like love it. Like this
Yeah.
is, and
I don't know.
also
Yeah,
if you
if you're
he
more
really hated it,
aggressive,
he's
though.
gonna fucking take a skate off and slit someone's throat. Like worst sport for a kid with that many issues.
If you want to emotionally damage your kids and also still have them be in line, if you're smaller than them, just be like my mother. Just fucking be angry all the time. Like from the day they're born until whenever. I literally got a phone call from my mom this morning at like 9:30. I was like, oh God, what the fuck is she gonna bitch to me now about? And I was like, I don't owe like any money on anything because like my mom, like my truck payment that I paid it off used to be through a bank back home. So like I would just put money into my savings, she would pay it. And if I didn't put the money in there like 2 weeks in advance, she'd be like, what the fuck? It's due in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's great.
That's
It's my
shockingly
credit.
not today.
And so like she called me. I was like, oh God, what could it be? She called me. Like I answered. I was like, what's up? She's like, how you doing? I was like, this isn't a normal conversation for us.
This isn't something we do.
She's asking about my well-being. I don't like where this is going. She's making
Then she
sure
was
that I'm
like-
healthy enough to
Well,
get my ass
'cause
kicked. Is what
people who
she's
don't
doing.
know, I went to the ER like a month ago, and because I haven't changed my ID or my license to my Indiana address yet, so it's still my parents' address on my ID. So they sent the bill there. She's like, I got this bill. I was like, yeah, just send it to me. I'm gonna send it to my insurance. But she's like, that's fine. I just want to make sure you know that it came in. I was like, that's fine. Just mail it to me. She's like, I don't know if I have your address. And I was like, you've literally mailed me something like 2 months ago. I have not moved in 3 years.
Somehow sends it to my house.
No, that'd be
Which would be
wild.
wild, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the National Strategic Cheese Reserve. I'm kidding.
That's
Okay, so FDR.
no, it's next episode, Nick.
That's our cheese, our cheese topic, our cheese podcast part 2.
Yeah. All right. So thanks so much for listening to the podcast, everyone. It's been a hell of a time. Down in the description is a link to our link tree. There, everything is there. The first button on our link tree is become a patron. If you click on that and you become a patron, you get a bunch of bonus content. At the $1 level, you get all of our Taskmaster specials along with a lot of other cool content that we're slowly putting out, like You Hate to See It Goes to the Movie, where I force Jeff to watch movies for the first time ever and we talk about it.
It's not like I've never seen a movie before. You make it seem like I've literally never watched a movie.
The last movie he
Oh,
saw
well.
was with Charlie Chaplin.
Yep.
Yeah. And then at the $3 level, you can get the unedited versions of the podcast and their video. So if you want to see more content and
See what we look like, sadly. Be
have a
disappointed
good
even
time.
more.
Yeah. See that Jeff and I correlate the color of our sweaters, but Nick does not. Really, that's
new one.
Yeah, but it's not red or a hoodie. So,
Comfortable.
so that's what you can do. Also, there is all of our social media links and all of our links where you can listen to this podcast. So, thanks so much, everyone, for listening. I appreciate you. And I hope you enjoyed the tantalizing testicular groping of your eardrums.
Professionals have standards, I think. Do professionals fondle?
I feel like
It depends.
It
depends.
I feel like there is a lot of fondling with professionals.
I feel like
lately.
Riley Reed is a professional, and she also fondles.
She also gets thrown around like a rag doll, from what I've heard.
Good save at the end. Nice. Very well done.